The P211. This gun has been now at 1,000 rounds today. You guys all know, if you've been living under a rock, that this is Sig's first iteration of a double stack 1911, aka 2011. There are a lot of cool features on this gun, and there are some things that, as anybody's first attempt at, there are some hiccups, right? And there are some fitment issues. But overall, I'm very happy with this pistol. This thing shoots much better than my Staccato that you saw earlier, and we'll go into some of the features of that. But before we get too far in the video, if you are looking for accessories for this, the P211 holster is going to go live. It will be live by the time you see this video. It will be on the website, rdrgear.com. This will be limited to certain lights. Right now it's going to be X300. We'll work through different lights as we go forward. But right now it works very well in the modified MMP holster for the P211 pistol. So let's talk about some of the things on this pistol. One thing I do like on this pistol is the Sig Romeo X-Lock optic. This is a different design than the Romeo Pro model. This one here is from the bottom, has that locking tab, a little more security on the red dot itself. So far, super good red dot. My only complaint on this portion of the pistol, however, even though as much as I like this red dot, is if you guys can see, and Blake will be able to zoom in here, how tall this rear sight is. But this rear sight is somewhat blended and built into the pistol. Now, it does not interfere when I pick up the red dot. However, it does allow a very good co-witness with it being that tall, but I'm curious with other red dots, maybe HD, SRO, how that height of this rear iron sight affects that. I did hear from Sig that this may be changing on the pistol. I do not know if that's something that's going to change. I know a lot of the guns came out this two-tone, which I do like, but I was told that there might be a production model that's all black, and these tricolor guns would indicate maybe media guns or early release pistols, etc. That's just hearsay. I have not got any data that says, or information that's confirmed that. But the Sig Romeo optic is super tight, very clean window, very good dot. Everything works with my eyes. Side battery, which a lot of you guys want, no more RMR type, but that's something that's been working for me in this pistol here. The serrations, not a fan. However, I'm only not a fan because if my grip is wonky or off, these serrations will slow down this slide. Now, with that, it still has the, I believe, the lighter spring of the two springs. I have not swapped the second spring yet. That'll be another video, swapping the springs out, and we'll do another full-on review of the pistol, giving you guys some options, because I know that a lot of folks out there are going to want to wait. I'm going to wait to the second generation, whatever. So I want to give you guys as much information on the pistol and many configurations as possible to let you guys kind of, let me be the beta tester for you in regards to how the pistol performs. So if I, with my support thumb, and then today it happened, I was shooting left-handed, or weak-hand only, and I was taking the safety off, but I left my thumb high up here. That slide cycling against my thumb, I think you'll see maybe a little bit in the B-roll today how the slide was chugging. But that little bit of light pressure, just me touching it, you can see how the slide gets dragged with my thumb. So on my left support side on the gun, if my thumb is too high, I catch all of these right through here, and you can just feel the gun chugging, and it can't cycle, and it just messes up, and trigger freeze, all that. So would I have liked to see a less aggressive serration? Definitely. Did they need to be all the way kind of chevroned over the slide? It looks cool, but in hindsight, I might have changed that personally. But again, that's just something that you have to be aware of, where that support thumb goes and how high on the pistol it goes. No slide lock issues today. When you guys, if you saw the first impressions video, I was riding the slide stop a lot, kind of like a gas pedal, so to speak, and that was causing us to have some issues in regards to slide cycling and not locking back. So now having the thumb kind of below the slide here, just kind of a touch point where the edge of the slide stop and my thumb is there, much better performance with the pistol without having a wonky grip like it had in the first video, shooting the gun for the first time. The compensator works very, very well. No issues whatsoever with this thing. Accuracy-wise, you'll see some B-roll today. We've been shooting 124. I find that the 124 works very well with this pistol. 115, we had no problems again today with the MagTech. The Fiocchi gave us some issues again with some other guns this time. So, but we were shooting the 124 and the Sig Elite. I don't know if it's called the V-Crown or the Sig Elite defense ammo. That shot very, very well out of this pistol. So hats off to that on the ammo. But again, waiting for the sight block to drop. We'll get that, and once we get that, we'll do another video on that. And then at that time, I'll take the whole gun apart and figure out how to put it back together. From what I've heard online, that taking it apart is a little bit challenging. We'll see when we get to that point. So far, at the 1,000 rounds, all I've done is add gun butter to it and nothing else. We haven't taken it apart. We haven't cleaned it, done anything else. At 1,000 rounds as of this video today, I know there was some conversation on gas on the front of the glass. Blake knows the gun is clear and safe, no magazine, no ammo, so I'm going to point it kind of low, but you can zoom in here and you'll see there's very little carbon on this lens. I can see a little bit on there as of today, like if I look at it not quite through the glass, I can kind of see a little bit on there, but literally if we just wipe that off, we are back in business and no carbon. So I haven't had any of this reported carbon sticking to the optic, and we haven't done anything other than continually shooting it since then. I've been shooting it indoor at the local TNT gun range here in Utah. So again, not a lot of carbon issue on the lens, so take that for what it's worth. I have not experienced what some people are saying with the carbon. Lower frame. This grip module, man, the reason I feel this gun is so much better than the XC is because the weight in the ass end in the bottom here. I feel like if I just barely hold this gun and I don't put anything on there, just hold my middle finger, you can see how well balanced this gun is, right? It feels like when the gun goes off, it's coming back to return to zero, but because there's weight in the ass end of the gun in the bottom of the grip here. In the XC, we don't have that. We have a very top front heavy pistol, and that plastic grip module, the plastic, all that, there's zero weight in the bottom of the gun. So that's something that really does impress me with this pistol, and that's why I feel this gun shoots so much better. Also, at 1,000 rounds, I haven't had any problems. My XC won't make it past 3 magazines. Exactly 3 magazines, I start to have problems with that gun. So I don't use it because I have other 2011s, and now this one is here. This is going to be kind of the primary gun for a while. I am excited to see what Lock Grips comes out with as far as like panels go. Like I feel if I could get something like if you look in here, there's some daylight in the grip right here. If I had like a palm swell panel that allowed me to kind of fill up a little bit in here and then on the left side of the gun, like almost like an old school palm swell that was like on revolvers and some wood grips, I think that would be a great addition with this gun because now it allows me to have a little better grip. Because when you look at the gun this way, it's a very narrow grip because the magazine, of course, is a non-proprietary magazine, 320 mag, which is not a very wide magazine, front to back or left to right. So there's a lot to grab onto, which does make it easy for recoil management. But again, I can still feel some gap in my grip here in the middle of my palm. So I'd like to have some flare through here. Trigger is hands down, great trigger. No issues whatsoever. I'm very happy with the trigger. I don't think I need anything further. Maybe today was a little bit, like if it was a smidge longer, I might be happier, but I don't find it being like, oh man, not like the Kimber trigger, where the Kimber trigger is a bit too big, right, and too far forward. So this is a good happy medium between the two. I like the semi-flat face trigger here. The undercut is probably the best feature of this grip because now it allows you really to lock that hand in there and really get on that pistol with very little tension on that gun. So I'm very happy with that design feature there. Light X300 B model seems to be the best one. The A's fit a little funky on the gun, as you guys saw earlier with the holster. no problem there. Safeties, nothing to report home about as well. This gun just shoots. And I know that some guys are going to say, oh, hey, you know, Sig sent that gun to you. You're gonna say, no. As you guys all know, and I've said it in their other videos in the past, this gun here, I could go buy one on any of my distributors. There's a couple in stock, but my relationship with Sig is good. They take care of me. They take care of other YouTubers as well. But you guys have been watching the channel for a long time now. There's 50,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. Thank you guys for that. But I don't need to tell you that everything's, you know, rainbows and ponies when it's not, right? Because the one thing we have to keep in mind on this channel and this YouTube space is honesty. The goal for me is to help you guys start your research and your own opinions and not just take the word of me or anybody else, right? You have to figure out a way for what gun works for you. This pistol at $2,400, taking non-2011 magazines, which if you're a 320 consumer in the past, you have these. This pistol at $2,400, red dot, I think these are like $500 maybe, but at $3,000 for this gun, let's just say $3,300 if you got a light. Shoot, $3,500 with a holster, right? You already got a bunch of these, and it comes with 3, right? That is still roughly $1,000 less than a base model XC. And this gun does everything an XC does and more. I really do believe Sig did a great job with this as a first attempt at a 1911 double stack. As I mentioned earlier, serrations are a little funky for me. I wish the sight block would have came with the guns. I understand that's a design thing. Sometimes R&D, research development, you can't hold up one widget for the entire project, right? You can't have that builder's eye where it slows it all down. So having the ability to these two come at a later date, maybe if Sig would have said, hey, if you bought one, a rebate or a coupon or something to get the sight block, that would have been nice. But again, the comp works extremely well. We've been shooting a variety of different ammo with the factory spring that's in the gun now, the lighter of the two. So we'll come back on the next video and we'll do a comparison video between this and 2 other different pistols that we're working on. I'll keep that under surprise right now because the pistol I want to compare it to is not here yet, but hopefully it's coming. And then we'll throw the Staccato in there as well, and I'll give you guys some kind of more of a consumer corner video. If you've seen our consumer corner series, we'll kind of do that amongst all 3 guns because all 3 are very similar, and I think you guys will be happy to see the mix of styles of those 3 guns. So the person who buys this gun, only reason you're buying it because you have 320 magazines. That's really the reason. You are someone who has had several 320s, you got X5s, you might have a Spectra Comp, whatever case may be, whatever 320 model pistol you have that has the TAC Ops magazines. And you don't even have to have the extended magazines, like the X5 Legion mags. These are the mags that come with the Legion. These work as well, right? They're just barely enough that they don't interfere with the mag well. But if it's a 320 magazine, it's fitting in here and you're getting full function, no issues whatsoever, right? So, but so for you, consumer, this is for you. You own a bunch of these. That's the reason. Or you are looking for your first 2011 or 9.7 double stack. You want something more than a Prodigy. You want more modularity over a Kimber because it has the comp on the Sig. You don't want to spend HD money because it takes Glock mags, and that's kind of crazy. That's a $3,000 pistol taking Glock mags. And you don't want to spend $4 grand on an XC because that's just ridiculous for a production pistol costing $4,000. Well, here's your base at 24, and you determine what you want to go with this area and this area, right? These 2 areas you do as you wish with your budget. This pistol is a great option for the consumer who's been a 320 consumer, shooter, X5, P320, etc. from day one, and you have all the accessories for it. This will fit your current Kydex holsters for P320. Safariland, no, because we have a mod for it. But the consumer who's buying this pistol is a former P320, or current, I should say, because some of you guys aren't completely jumping ship, but you're a 320 consumer, you have those products in the past, and this is the pistol for you. I would say if you bought a brand new 2011 today, 8 magazines is what you need. right? And of those 8, 3 you keep neat and clean in the back stock, and those 6 are your rotational magazines. And that gets you by to any class, any training event, any match, etc. But when you have, God, I can't even know how many of these I have laying around here with all the different guns. But this is what drives you to buy this, right? And the benefit, now you don't have to get the Sig lock optic. You can get SRO, RMR, the pin set that comes with the pistol. You can do whatever you want in regards to optic. And the pistol just outright runs. I've been very pleased with the performance. You know, and we haven't, like I mentioned earlier, we haven't done any kind of cleaning, no tick down, no maintenance, no disassemble, wipe down, all that kind of stuff you hear on different forums. But this is out the box from day one. The first video you guys saw in the first impressions to today, breaks 1,000 rounds. I don't have anything else to say to you guys. It just really works well. I hope to see this pistol in other colors. I'd like to see you guys at home are big fans of FDE, Ranger Green, Gray. I like Sig to bring this out, not just kind of make this into a Legion series, right? We don't need any more coins. We don't need any of that kind of stuff. Just give the consumer a bigger selection on color options, so they're not having to go and buy a gun, then send it somewhere else to get it different painted or Cerakoted, whatever. Give us the options of the colors we want to have, and then be able to make these grip panels different colors. I really want people to be able to customize this pistol to make it yours. So you guys, very impressed with the P211. Everything so far on this pistol is phenomenal. We're going to hit a 2,000 round, and then we'll come back, and then at that time we're hopefully going to do another one with all the different spring swap outs that I mentioned, and then a consumer corner comparison of these 3 guns. And I think, like I said, once you see the 3 guns, you'll be pretty impressed with that video. So as always, guys, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, be well, take care.